Hello everyone, Tactical Lich here. Today we have an interesting High Elf mirror battle between Delta/Triumph on the green side versus Raised on the red side. Now this was a battle played on a Wednesday Faction Wars a while back, and both players decided to pick High Elves, so I decided to pit them against each other and see what happens, and indeed, the battle was rather interesting. Now for the army builds here, for the green High Elves of Delta/Triumph, a front line of, staunch line of spears actually, Silvern Guard holding the defenses. Behind them, a bunch of archers, one of them the Regiment of Renown, Talons of Torquelada, which can synergize the flammable fire weakness effect with the Fireborn, adding some more damage to these flaming cavalry. Other than the Fireborn, there's also the Heralds of the Wind. They're even faster than regular Illyrian Reavers, so one of the fastest mobility in the game to do some skirmishing work for the High Elves. Leading the army, Imrik on his dragon with his full toolkit Starlance, Dragonhorn, and Lord of Dragons, supported by a Mage of Life with only regrowth and a couple items for magic regeneration, Starwood Staff, and Book of Hoeth. On the other side of the battlefield for Race, going for a front line of White Lion Rush, one of them the Regiment of Renown, pure main company, supported by a ton of cavalry really. 2 Illyrian Reavers and 2 Dragon Princes, one of them of course the Fireborn. Fireborn being an anti-large armor piercing cavalry, really good to deal with any enemy cavalry, armored or unarmored, so both sides are taking them, and of course they will be supported with a live Mage of Healing with a slightly different loadout. Regrowth and Earthblood as spell, Book of Hoeth for extra power recharge, no additional reserve since there's no Starwood Staff, and in disguise leading the army of course Imrik, but not with the full toolkit, just Lord of Dragons and Dragonhorn. That's it for the army builds, now let's get the battle started. The armies might both be High Elves and both led by Imrik, but they do have very different approaches to the battles. We can see that the Green High Elves here, led by Delta, is going for more of a classic staunch line of Spear and Archer combo versus the White Lion Rush of Race. So let's see how this pans out. Now the Green High Elves do have that range advantage with their Archer units, so they can actually start firing now, using the Illyrian Reavers with bows and of course Talons of Torquelada, aiming down Imrik, already doing some minor damage to the massive dragon. And the rest of the Green High Elves continues to shift their army towards one side of the battlefield. The Fireborn and Illyrian Reaver archers might be a bit too separated from the main formation though, since they probably want to keep guarding the back line, as the enemy army has a superior force of mobility, having more cavalry in general, so they don't really want to venture out and pick fights without friendly units supporting them in the fights. Now in disguise, the red Imrik is going for it, is charging straight for the green Imrik and might have gotten a better charge. Now the green Imrik did turn around in time to dish out some fight in return, but the charge bonus might be aiding the red Imrik in dishing out more damage against the green Imrik, and you can see the green Imrik is already suffering heavily in the melee fight. But at the same time, red Imrik is being lit on fire by the Talons of Torquelada, cutting down any potential healing he's gonna receive. In the background, the red Fireborn are charging forward into the enemies. The green Fireborn was left caught off guard and took a charge from the red Fireborn, taking massive charge impact damage. They try to charge in return, but seems like they're getting the worst end of this engagement. Both Imriks are now getting some healing from regrowths, but the red Imrik did get their healing cut down by the fire arrows of the Talons of Torquelada, so it is not getting as much healing as the green Imrik, and the green Imrik is getting significantly more HP back than the red Imrik. Now at the same time, because the Fireborn are caught off guard away from the supporting elements rather than the rest of the army, they are surrounded and swarmed by White Lions and Illyrian Reavers. Some Illyrian Reaver archers, the Heralds of the Wind, are trying to provide support to the Green Fireborn, but unfortunately the Green Fireborn will be slaughtered by an overwhelming force of enemy. In disguise, the red Imrik has pulled back, doesn't really want to take a fight against the healthier green Imrik, especially when the green Imrik has Starlance activated, providing even more damage to the High Elf Lord. So the green Imrik, not getting the fight he wanted, decided to come in and drop a breath attack onto the Mage of Life and a bunch of the red High Elf mobility, while the rest of the red high elves are pushing into the spear defenses. A lot of the spears are getting grind down by the superior melee combatant, that is the white lions, and some of the red high elf mobility are able to jump on the archer backline, not immediately shutting down their ranged firepower, but at least disrupting part of their missile damage output. More regrowths are coming in for the two Imriks, but it seems that the red Imrik, despite having lower health, does have the advantage of Fireborn support. The green Fireborn are completely dead and chased off by the Illyrian Reavers. That means Green Imrik is unfortunately alone against all the Fireborn being lit up on fire by the flaming attacks. The Fireborn is also fast enough to keep up with the fleeing dragon, keeping Imrik grounded on the ground. So Green Imrik is getting poked in the back for free, and he is forced to flee back into friendly infantry support and try to screen off the pursuing Fireborn. But the rest of the Green High Elf army is rather occupied. You can see a lot of them are just being caught in melee by the White Lions. Even the Dragon Princes and the rest of the High Elf mobility are slamming into the Green High Elf missiles. The archers are unable to provide any damage support to the rest of the Green High Elf army, even getting blasted by the Red Imrik with his Dragon Breath attack, taking significant damage. Spears are still holding for now, but they are not doing much damage to the White Lions. There are some talents of Turgaleda that has returned right before the White Lion and are now providing some minor fire support, but things are looking quite grim for the Green High Elves as the balance of power suggests. The Green Imrik is getting another regrowth healing, but the Red Fireborn just keeps following him, preventing him from getting his full healing, though he did manage to get rid of the Mage of Life for now, wrecking that Red Mage of Life, preventing the Red Imrik from getting any more healing, though it seems the Red Life Mage barely got enough leadership to regroup, and the Red healing is online once again. The rest of the Green High Elf army is indeed falling apart. The White Lions are just steadily grinding through all the spears and Silvern Guards, and the archers also compromised by the red mobility. And an Imrik here, the Green Imrik here, trying to charge into the Red White Lions once again and do some melee damage, but followed up with a Red Imrik charge attack, and the Fireborn, the Green Imrik, is suffering more and more damage that he cannot heal up. Another healing spell seems like a regrowth was cast on to the nearby Fireborn, keeping these elite cavalry of the Red High Elves nice and healthy in this late game scenario. Heralds of the Wind are out of ammo, now engaging in melee combat, but that is too little too late to be of any help. The Green Imrik has been completely surrounded and will be finished off by the Fireborn and the Red Imrik himself, proving that the Green Imrik is but a meager imposter. Armulasis kicks in, and that shall be victory to Race and his Red High Elf army. GG to both Delta and Race for this very cool Imrik Mirror. Despite the fact that they are both using Imrik for Lords, their army approaches are very different, and that might lead to the differences in the battle outcome. On one hand, we have the Green Imrik securing an early advantage over the Red Imrik due to the fact that the on-fire contact effect of the talents of Turgaleda's missiles were able to cut down the Red Imrik's healing. However, the rest of the army was a bit lacking in terms of both quality and micro, having the White Lions punching through the spear's defenses and also the Fireborn being caught off guard, throwing away this very expensive, very elite, very important anti-large armor-piercing cavalry, allowing the Red High Elves to secure an advantage with their army, and in the end using the army to pull back the game. As you can see here, not a lot of value from the Green High Elves other than perhaps the Heralds of the Wind getting some nice damage done, but overall the High Elves on the red side of Race was able to get a better engagement over the course of battle, having the Fireborn wrecking the other Fireborn and the Dragon Princes, Illyrian Reavers all disrupting the enemy archer line, while the White Lions punching through, slowly grinding down the staunch line of spear, allowing the rest of the army to provide support to the Red Imrik. And in the end, the Red Imrik was also able to do some solid damage despite being in a bit more of a disadvantage in the early game. And yeah, that's it for today's battle. I hope you all enjoy this multiplayer action. If you want to see more Total Warhammer multiplayer content, be sure to subscribe to my channel. That's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one. Tactical Lich signing out.